And then on this video, guys, I am going to be sharing the different, how the different moon cycle connects with the menstruation cycle and the seasons of the year. Now, firstly, what we need to understand, which as I've mentioned, we've got the menstruation phase, then we've got the follicular phase, we've got the ovulation phase, and the last phase is a luteal phase. Now, the menstruation phase, it's similar to a winter season out today. So when with the 4 seasons of the year, it's exactly like the winter season, and it is that time when things like it's cold. Even your body might feel cold at that time, and your body doesn't you are exhausted, hence there's got to be somebody taking care of you, and that is why even your that time you are feeling like you want to rest, you don't want to sleep, you don't want to do much. That is because that is the energy of the winter season. Winter season, we stay indoors, we don't want to go out, and winter season is that time when we make sure that we take care of our bodies, we keep our bodies warm, we don't want to be out there and all of that. So that's the similar. And then when you check the phases of the moon, it's exactly like your new moon when the moon is dark, when there is no moon, when the moon is black. That is what the winter season is, and which is linked to your menstruation. So the new moon, it is it carries the energy of rebirth, when something is starting afresh. Hence, I've said on the other video, when you are on your periods, when you're on a menstruation phase, you are like somebody who's just given birth. So that's the thing. And in that time, what are you supposed to be doing at that time? You are supposed to be connecting with the grounding, doing a lot of grounding, or connecting to the earth, because that's what that in that time it is all about. It is connected to the earth element, and the earth element, it has to do with us grounding and doing a whole lot of other root work, so that's what it is. So you must make sure then at that time, when you on your menstruation, that's when you do your self-care, that's when you do in your introspection, which is why many people are prone to depression when they are on their periods, or they are feeling grumpy and all of that. Is because at that time it is time for you to go within and connect with your higher self, connect with your spirit, connect with the aspect that is the fragmented aspect of your soul, so that you can go back to your to a divine, or to divine self. So that's what it is. So at that time, that's when you must do your self-care. That's where obviously resting, it must definitely be part of that. So when you are doing your, if you somebody who's been in this journey of personal development, when you are on your periods, that's when then you must do what? Your self-care. Do anything that has got to do with self-care. That's what you must do. Then the next phase, which is connected to what we call the spring season. The spring season, then it is the season where there's a lot of water. That's when we also get our first rain, and which is why then within with you, which is the follicular phase. It is within you, in your body, that time even your what do you call it, your discharge is water at that time. So that is the phase that you are in. So that is the time then now you are watering whatever it is. If it's an idea that has come through at that time, it's not for you to start sharing, but it's for you to water it during your what is it, that follicular phase, which is the spring season. And the watering, it will depend. It will actually mean at times, most times, you literally crying, and seeing visions, because at times we are not crying because of things that are small, or we cry because there's of the things that we see. That is when we need to be doing a lot of cleansing, maybe going to your river, doing your river work, your cleansing at the rivers, visiting the waterfalls, sit by the dam, and then so, but that's the time for you to connect with the waters, you see, because you are connecting. That is why at that time you will be more emotional, because or you will connect more with your emotional body. You might find yourself crying for small things. We are crying and all of that. That's because crying, it's a nurturing of your soul, according to me. So then you get to the next phase, and that phase is similar to what they call the waning. Is it the waning? I forget now. It is the waxing moon. When the moon is increasing, that's when you see at times they call it the first quarter, where you start seeing a crescent, a small crescent of the moon. That's what the spring season is, where you now start seeing the moon, some light. Then when you get to, remember I said on the last video, on the previous video, that when you when you are in this, the body is also increasing. That's why you see the moon do the similar thing. Exactly what happens in our side of ourselves is exactly what is happening inside ourselves, which is why ancient people, they knew very many secrets. That is how they use your libombo bone to calculate the menstruation and whatever, because they were observing that whatever is happening here, and this is how it's affecting a woman and so forth. You see. So that's what you will do then when you are on your spring season, which is your waxing moon, and then which is also your follicular phase. Then after that, you get to your ovulation period. That is when you are there, you are out there. It's exactly similar to the summer season. What does it mean? So what happens in summer, we are full of energy. We always, then even the sun itself, it gives us energy anyway. So that's when then what happens, you are all over, you're wanting to be seen and so forth. That is when then, if you've got an idea, that's when you launch. You see, that's when you launch. If you are doing something, that's when you launch. When you are when you are on your, what do you call it, on your full moon, which is similar to the full moon, which is on your ovulation. That's hence then when you are trying to conceive, that's when you must having more sex. And then at that time, that's when you can do practices like using your sexual alchemy to manifest the things that you want, or you can even use bathing in the sun, different rituals, to connect with that energy, because that is the energy of action, that is the energy of doing, and that's what needs to happen. You see, that's what it is. So it's exactly similar to your summer season, and it is what is called your ovulation period within you, and then on the moon cycle, it is the full moon. Then once after that, then the last phase, which is the luteal phase of your menstruation, that one is similar to your autumn season. And then what happens in autumn? Autumn is full of wind, and it's a windy season. Autumn is a season of when even a mother earth sheds. There's a movement of certain things, within the earth. There's even the trees and flowers are shedding the leaves and all of that. So that season, that time, it is exactly the time for you to now start letting go and releasing all these things that you are no longer wanting. Because when you are on your ovulation, then that's where you take the action and do whatever. So when you get on your, then you start letting go of whatever it is that you are seeing with this one is not good for me, this one is this is what is happening. Then that's when you start that's when you start releasing. That's when you do all the things that has got to your rituals that has got to do with forgiveness, the release work, but what are you doing that time? You must also do a lot of physical work when you are connecting with the movement, do your dance moves and whatever, because at that time, that's the prevalent energy that is out there. And one most important thing, that is the time even your throat will be affected, where you might find that there's things that you are challenged by what people are saying or what you are supposed to be saying, or you might even suffer from throat issues. But that's because the throat is connected to the air, which is our voice. So even you might even suffer from your voice going in and all of that. So that's what is happening. Those are the energies. So what needs to be happening at that time? You need to be clearing your throat, doing the throat chakra work, clearing your throat, opening it up, and then bringing it into balance and moving your body. And because that's the energy of movement. You are letting go, you are releasing whatever it is that needs to be released. So that's just about it, how it connects. And then on the moon cycle, it is the waning. period, when the moon is starting to decrease, you will start seeing the moon starting to decrease. Then that's just about it. Those are the different cycles and how they connect to your the moon and your menstruation and the seasons of the year and the energy that it carries, and what when you are supposed to be doing during that time. And then yeah, that's it. Remember to send any questions. Remember to comment. Remember to share whatever it is. If you are knowing something different from what I'm sharing here, feel free to connect and let's engage, because at the end of the day, we are all learning together. And then yeah, remember to subscribe. Remember to like, and then to share, most importantly, with other people. Thank you so much. Much love. Bye.